Hello, I'm Kristen and welcome to In the Good. I want to thank everyone who has recently subscribed. It means the world to me. And hi to those who are here for the first time, where we do our weekly talk around the energies of the week and just think about the contemplations, the reflections. How do we need to feel validated? What is the week bringing in? What is it closing out? What's hidden? What's coming to light? What's the way into being in the good? So we are at a Mercury Retrograde as of yesterday, Sunday the 15th. So any quirky, funny retrograde stories, share in the comments below. Any weird delays, the usual suspects of the Mercury Retrograde. We have the full moon in Gemini coming up on the 17th, this Friday. So what I want to say about that is full moons, the full moon is associated with the completion of a cycle. We all know that endings lead to new beginnings. And I think that's what I really want to point out, that it's good to notice, take appreciation of, give homage to what has closed out, what has ended. The clarity that you have received around what is cycling through, what has processed through, what have you integrated in this place of, okay, this is where we're pausing it here. This is where we're closing it out here. This is the end of this particular situation, or this particular way that I've thought about things, or this is how I know this person thinks or feels about me. But the important thing I really want to stress is the new beginning of it. So an ending is essentially an opening to the new. So it perhaps is just the ending of a lack of clarity. Perhaps it is the ending of a certain phase in a relationship. And there's no way to make room for the way forward. There's no way to make room for the new. There's no way to make room for those possibilities, those new opportunities in a situation or a relationship, unless you allow something to naturally come to its end phase, right? And then we have the winter solstice coming up, so it's the darkest day of the year. So we're really in that place of being internal. So try to get cozy, find something comforting, and know that it's okay to be internal, even in a place of discomfort, if that's how you feel about being internal. That there is a breakthrough, there is a growth that one experiences after they have floated through the darkest point. So, all right, let's grab one of these. Thunderbolt. So this to me is like the tower. Excuse me. This is like the tower in the tarot. So this is like all of a sudden there's something that you've been wanting to know. Some information that's really, it's almost like you can't move on. You feel like you can't move forward. It feels like a bit of a waiting place. And to get this information is like a lightning bolt, even if it feels, again, uncomfortable. Because with this lightning of the understanding of the wisdom of the knowledge that you're gaining from this clarity, from this intel that is coming in, it is able to disrupt whatever has been keeping you stuck. And it's like without being shaken up, without being able to experience a little bit of lightning, a little bit of a shock. With this card, I always feel like this is this person sitting in the eye of the storm. And I want to point out that a lot of you are so much better than you would think you would be after you found out the information or received whatever knowledge or intel, whatever answer to whatever question that you got. It may not have been the best, but you're also fine. So how does it feel to have a disturbance, to feel like you've had a bit of a shocker, this should be a place where perhaps in the past you've lost a sense of grounding. It puts you into more of a place of anxiety, but instead you're able to really stay grounded. And that whatever disappointment, sadness, grief, losing of your place for some of you. Lost your place in line is just what's coming up. Like you thought that you were on a certain pathway going to a certain point, and you were sort of in this waiting game, and perhaps you were there with other people. You felt like, okay, we're all on the line together, we're all in on this, and you got like kicked out of line. For some of you, if you're gonna know what that means if that's for you. And on the way to eventually, you lost your place in line. But where was eventually? And for some of you, it was a place that you have been trying to get to for years, and you have forgotten that maybe that wasn't exactly where you were trying to go to begin with. Like you took your place in line because it was the thing you thought you should do, or it was the right thing to do in that moment. Perhaps you got kicked off the line for the greater good. You feel like you're being thrown out. Perhaps it's actually you are throwing out what you no longer need, that you feel like you've lost your place, that things haven't turned out the way you wanted, when in reality, it's part of the process of having everything turn out exactly as you want. It just doesn't perhaps look that way at the moment. But I feel like you should be acknowledging yourself for the fact that whatever has come through, whatever, I don't know, taking out the trash is also coming up. Like sometimes you just gotta take out the trash. And in taking out the trash, you could be going through the drawers, going through the closets, going through the house, and you just keep finding stuff. I want to put it this way too, that sometimes you're cleaning things out and you do your first round and you're like, no, I want to keep that stuff. No, I think I'm going to wear those clothes. No, I want that. That's sentimental to me. And then a few months later, you're like, no, I really don't need that. And then a few months later, no, I really don't need those things. I said I was going to keep that 6 months ago, and I haven't worn it in 6 months, and I like it and it's good, but I'm going to give it away to thrift or to charity so that somebody who really needs something has it. It's like rounds of cleansing out everything physical in your life and on a mental level, because they work together as you clean and clear things energetically, cleaning and clearing out within your healing process and integrating new ways of looking at your life and talking to yourself in a way where you're treating yourself with value and self-worth. You want to get rid of more and more things that don't work or that you simply don't use or need. And remember, there's this whole symbology here of sometimes you get rid of things so that other people who need and want them, can use them, can get to them. All right, let's do tarot. Okay, the Sun. So there is so much happiness. There is illumination on what is going to be bringing you happiness in this next phase as we close out a cycle and we're going into a new season. And we're going into the season of darkness, essentially. But within the darkest moments, there can be a pinpointed ray of light coming in on those things that are deep within you, that are being held in the deepest, darkest parts of your body. Our body holds events, things that have happened to us. The body keeps the score. And it feels, for some of you out there, it is about going deep within and allowing the light to be shown to those places so that things can be exposed, things can be brought up, things can be seen, they can be acknowledged, they can be grieved if they need to, they can be celebrated. Sometimes grief and celebration happen at the same time, or they happen one after each other. There's a grief process and then celebration of the life, of the old story that got you to the place where you needed to go because that was part of your security, survival, and you're allowing things to peel and shed away like the snake sheds away the skin. Also, there's summertime. I'm feeling July. I feel like by July, it's going to be like, whoa, like what's my life like? You know, I would never have thought that during the winter solstice of December 2024, when everything seemed a little bit dark, as far as I don't know what's happening next. I don't know what's happening next because I've had this thunderbolt. I've had this disruption. This is also reminding me of Uranus, the planet Uranus, and Uranus traveling through Taurus just turned direct, I believe. Just recently, I think last week, very recently. And so there's this sort of impasse that we're all in as Uranus slowed down and went back, and we were in review perhaps of those things that have been disrupted. What patterns have been disrupted? What patterns did you disrupt on purpose? Or what patterns, I'll say this too, that you're like, no, I didn't disrupt that pattern on purpose. Somewhere that you know that you did the thing, you talked to the person, you said the thing, you did the thing that initiated the pattern disruption, the divine disruption, and you're like, come on, admit it to yourself. Often we do throw the grenade to get out. And I think the lesson is like, do you always have to throw the grenade? Sometimes you got to throw the grenade. You got to like blast it out. You got to burn down the house. And that's awesome. But perhaps next time you don't have to burn down the house. Next time it could be more about being a little bit more reflective. Or taking in whatever this wisdom or knowledge is. Nothing wrong with burning down the house. There's nothing wrong with making yourself seen. Making yourself seen to yourself first by what you did. You weren't looking at yourself, your own needs, your own desires, your own passions. The Sun card, it's about childhood innocence. It's about connecting with the inner child and those things that, you know, that bring you joy for your entire life, that perhaps you don't allow yourself to take part in as much, or old dreams that you just feel like are not practical. Well, this is like what we do with practicality. Take care of yourself, be able to take care of yourself and be secure and be a kind person to others. So there's this coming back to a place of romanticizing your own life here with this Sun card. And bringing the romance back into your life. But like not romance in partnership, although that could definitely be coming in. And I would say something that has started recently, or something that you're in the know of recently, Something that you're in the know of could really come to fruition in July, or by July you're like, I'm on a cruise with this person, or I'm engaged, or I'm just really in love, or this relationship is going great, and like you never would have thought it right now. So whatever the situation is, this is the hope. But this is romanticizing your own life and bringing romance into yourself, regardless of what's necessarily happening in love. Like, what can you do to court yourself? How are you courting yourself in your own life? How are you bringing this joy? What needs to be illuminated? What are you bringing light to that has been in the darkness? That sometimes when we look into the sun and it's really bright, it can be a little bit painful. It's like, oh, the sun is bright. It can be hard to look at. But then you're seeing life in like 9D, and the green is so green, and the flowers are so full, and the people around you feel like they're actually being present with you and you with them. Oh my gosh, and the moon. So we have the sun and the moon. So we have darkness and light. So we have the intertwining of, I want to say, the yin and the yang energy, and the darkness and the light, and how they intertwine with each other and how they support each other. And you can't have the dark without the light and the light without the dark, and you can't appreciate one without the other. And you're the shadow side, what you perceive as darkness, those places that are perhaps a wound or hurt, or those life experiences that were difficult, the darkness that you're experiencing perhaps in society, and how all of that is a part of you to be honored, as well as what are the gifts? What's the love that you're bringing to the world? What is that is uniquely you that the world can't do without. And we intertwine with darkness and light all the time. So we go into the dark often and we come out of it in a new light, seeing things clearly. When we live in the light and like the ecstasy perhaps. And then we go internal for a while and then we have these deep thoughts. We marinate, we contemplate, we reflect, we pray, we meditate. We have divine conversations with ourselves and our ancestors, and we receive the insights and we come to the clarity and to those places, right? And we move through the dark and the light as we breathe in and out. Right? It's that one. It's the Ace of Cups. So re-emerging, feeling full for yourself, deciding what it is that you want to offer the world, what you want to get emotional about, what you want to bring your feelings into. And it can be, you know, how you feel about your corporate job. You can bring your emotion, your passion. I'm seeing that Erin Brockovich, you know, in that scene in the movie where she's like, this is my time away from my kids. This is personal to me. This is a job, but it's not just a job. This is where I am choosing to be. This is where I'm not with the things that I love, but I'm choosing to be here, and it is personal. I am giving a part of you, a part of myself to this entity, to this job, to this group of people. I am choosing to give myself over to the decision to let love and the heart guide me through whatever it is I'm doing in life, in all situations. And that I'm using the heart and the mind together. That they are co-parenting with each other. Your heart and your mind are co-parenting your inner child and how you want to bring in who you uniquely are from the moment you were born into everything you do in the world. And there's also secret stuff. There's stuff that you don't know. There's stuff that you don't know about an emotional partnership. Perhaps it's a lover, perhaps not, but there has been some recent information that has come out about an emotional partnership, some place where you felt you were connected in your heart. And you sat grounded within it, or you will be sitting grounded within it when you get this information from this emotional, perhaps intimate, heart-filled partnership. And it's going to take you to a place where you'll begin to think a little bit about how you really feel about how you want to move through the world in partnerships. Perhaps you've allowed yourself to be in the dark or coded by societal rules and norms, as opposed to understanding that in this world now, partnerships are changing and things are opening up, and it's okay to be you. I also feel like whatever this lover, intimate partner, emotional partnership, friendship, whatever ship, that it's going to be very different in July. And there's going to be a romantic phase that has come in by July. And so it'll be the summer of love. Have a beautiful week. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Please give me a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me, and it would really help the channel. It would help me know that you like this kind of reading. Let me know what kind of readings you want in the comments below. Please subscribe if you are called. I would love to have you a member of the community and to be able to connect with you more. And check out the meditations on the channel. They are there for you as well. All right. Be well. Bye.